My name is Joy. I like it now, but growing up, I hated my name. It made me feel like a fraud because I was so unhappy. My mother was always telling me, "Oh, you're so beautiful, perfect, and special," but she didn't treat me that way. I was always disappointing her. My dad was not a bad guy, but he was emotionally absent. I grew up feeling lonely and believing that there was something fundamentally wrong with me. At the age of 10, in elementary school, I'd have to get out of class in the afternoon to drink one of those little cartons of milk for my pre-ulcer stomach. What saved me were the arts. I loved to dance, and I even got into the San Antonio Civic Ballet Company when I was 12. In high school, I did plays, and I discovered that through acting, I could express myself in a way where I wasn't afraid of being judged or criticized. I decided to become an actor. As soon as I could after high school, I said, "Bye-bye, Texas. Hello, Hollywood. I'm going to be a movie star." The problem was, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I got some bit parts and into an improv theater company, which was great, but it didn't pay. I was always broke and struggling. After a few years of this, I found one day that I didn't even have $60 I owed for my rent. Yes, it was a long time ago. I was so despondent. I mean, what am I doing? I felt like I was in a prison, and I could see what I wanted out there, and I could see other people getting what I wanted, but I couldn't reach it. Have you ever wanted something, longed for it, and you just couldn't figure out how to make it happen? I was so depressed that I literally couldn't move. Then I heard this voice in my head. God does not mean for you to be miserable. Well, duh. Of course not. Then why am I? A fire lit in me that day, and I wanted to know, what is the truth about life? Why am I here? If I'm not meant to be miserable, what am I meant to be? I became a seeker. And in my search, I discovered that I did not have to be a victim of my circumstances. I began to face my greatest fears, to tell myself the truth, no matter how difficult it was. And I discovered that the more that I felt the full range of my emotions, the freer I felt, and the more confident I became. My life changed. One thing that did elude me for quite a long time was a romantic relationship. I just kept plugging away, though, and working on myself, and eventually I met the love of my life. We got married. 4 months after we married, the phone rings. It's my doctor. I'd had this little minor surgery, a fatty tumor removed, and she says, "Miss Seldon, it's malignant melanoma." Oh my God. First thought, this can't be happening to me now. Second thought, I am not going to die from this. I began to work with a holistic doctor on my physical body, but I knew I had to look at my emotional body and to delve into whatever that emotion was that was creating this cancer. I'd done a ton of work on my relationship with my mother, so I was really surprised to uncover a deep well of anger at my father for not protecting me. I processed through that, and as you can see, I'm still here. I learned 2 really important lessons in my quest for the truth. One is that the only truth that you can really count on is the moment-to-moment truth of how you feel about what's happening to you. And the other is that by paying attention to your emotions, you have choice. You do not have to be a victim of your circumstances. So many of the problems that are personal and world problems are because there's misunderstanding and mismanagement of emotions. So I say to you, don't be afraid to feel. And don't judge yourself for emotions that you've been told are negative. They have very important information for you. One of the big surprises was what I learned about joy. I discovered that joy is not the absence of other emotions. Joy is the emotion of connection. The more I felt the full range of my emotions, the more I was connected to myself, the more I understood myself. And as I learned to express and to act appropriately on these feelings, I became more connected to other people. And so I experienced even more joy in my life. I discovered that owning my emotions and feeling them not only changed my life, it saved my life. So now, when I say my name is Joy, I think, lucky me.